making the Karoo farmhouse, the medium Karoo farmhouse that is made by LonWabo, part of the scenes of the Karoo series. As you can see, it's a quite straightforward, typical farm of the Karoo, and we'll just go through how to put it assembled together. Laser cut in card and windows in acetate. This is what the laser cut looks like when it's just come off the cutter. And you can see some of the parts, you can see the roofs there, you can see the sides of the walls, you can see the base. The base has got a hole in the middle for lights to come in, and a lot of the fine trim and detail that is cut, like the windows and the corbels, all the little accessories and the doors. Okay, so now I'm going to start putting the doors and the windows onto the walls. I prefer to just paint the walls roughly first and then paint the windows and the doors first. I think it's easier that way than having to try and fiddle when it's so fine with a paintbrush afterwards. So just put a bit of glue on behind where the door needs to go, just a bit like that, and then line up the door like such. There we go. Just tap it around. You can move it around if you think it needs to be moved a little bit. Maybe just a little bit like that. There we go. And there's our door in. And we can do the same for the windows. Just tap it on the corner just a little bit, like that, and then take one of the windows, and likewise glue it on the back like that. There we go. You can see a door and a window in place. So let's continue doing the other windows. So there we have the front of the house with the door and the 4 windows facing onto the front. And now to do the back wall. A bit of glue. There we go. Put the window in there. There we go. And there's our first window on the back wall. And then we just repeat that for all the other windows and doors. And so pretty soon you'll have everything, all the walls with doors and windows placed in. Don't forget the little porthole louvers at the top on the 2 side walls, and then everything that has a wall that has windows and doors are put in. There are some extras in the kit. As I said, you can see I broke one of them there trying to put it in, so not to worry as before, there are quite a few extra bits in the kit. And there we go. So those are the basic walls. Okay, so to start putting the walls together, use the base. You've been given a lot of these little right angle triangles in the kit. These you can see fit in the corners of where the walls are joined. It just makes it easier for the walls to line up if you put it up against these little triangles. So all that's required is just a little bit of glue on the corners like that, and then place the little triangles up into the corners like so. It goes straight up to the lines that have been engraved right up into the card over there. There we go. That's it. And then you'll see when you put the walls on, it does make it a lot easier to put in. Just take away any of the excess glue that might come out the side, so that the walls can go nice and flush into the corner over here. There we go. And one more for this over here. go. There, and then you can do the same here with where the lean-to will go there. So now that all the corner anchors have been put in, it'll make it easier to put the walls on. So we're ready for our first wall. So I've got the front wall over here with the windows and the door in. So the line is marked out where it needs to go on the base over there. So just a little bit of glue along the edge of the wall over here. There we go. All along the end, and then we can put the roof up, the wall up against the front wall up on its line like that. Maybe just use something just to give you to make sure it stands 90 degrees. There we go, so up against there, and then hold it for a few seconds. Center it in the middle so the walls on the side can still go on their little grooves. There we go. So something like that, and there we've got the wall just drying nicely over there, 90 degrees to the base. So our front wall is in place, and now I've chosen to do the back wall next. So again, just a little bit of glue all along the edge of the wall, the base of the wall, something like that. There we go. And then again, where the groove is between the two corner spaces there, we can put in our back wall. Again, aligning it into the center and using something to make it 90 degrees. There we go. And then just giving that a few minutes to dry, and then put our two walls up. Even put a bit more glue on the corners, along the base, or just to give it a little bit of added strength. So now that I have the two walls up, I'm going to move over and do one of the side walls. There we go. So got my windows and my portal window already in place over here, and then this should fit across the line over here. So I'm actually going to do it from that angle, so it's easier for you to see it. So it's going to fit in. It's going to fit in along like that. So again, let's get a bit of glue along the base. The trick here is to be careful not to actually put your fingers through the windows, because that has happened before. There we go. You can see where the down wall, where the one wall goes in there, and the other wall coming down over there. So there we go. So we've got some glue around the edges, and now we can line it up with the base. And our walls, our two walls that are already there. There we go. Just hold it in place a little bit, and give it a bit of support there, and there we go. And again, just give it a couple of minutes to set. So now it's been a few minutes, and it's had a chance to dry, and you can see our wall is progressing. There we go. So we have three walls up at the moment, and then all that remains, well, the main wall along the back over here. So again, there it is over there. So this one will then fit in on its lines over there, and everything should match up. So let's again just put a little bit of glue along the end. There we go. You put a bit on the edges of the walls here, just to catch the other wall. There we go, like that. And then we're ready to place this wall. Yeah, up against there. The corner should match up nicely. There we do. There we go. There we go. And again, as before, just give it a few minutes to dry. There are some more of these little right angle triangles. You're welcome to stick some of these in if you need to give some more support, some extra bracing on the inside. They are there to help you get the walls if you need to give them some extra support. So once that wall has set, we can move around to the lean-to walls, the two walls that make up the lean-to. There we go over here. So that'll be these two guys over here. They will fit in over that, so along their lines. So let's start by doing the side one over here. So I've got fattish fingers, so it's a bit difficult to get in over there. So let's do this one first, and a bit of glue on the sides there. There we go. And then let's hold him in over there. There we go. Wasn't too bad. Push him up against the little triangles we've already glued in, and we must make sure that the wall is square. Put it against something, and there we go. So it's squared up nicely over there. That's just easy to do. And then push it up against the wall, and then last but least will be the this little wall over here. You can see how he'll fit up there in the front. So a bit of glue required again around the corners there, a little bit on the base. There we go. And then let's put him up against the walls. There we go. The corner wall in over there. And you shouldn't need to square it up. It should be against the two walls already. So you can see over there. There we go. It's coming apart just a little bit over here. So let's just push it up again. There we go. As I said, we've got these other little, lots of these little triangles still you want to use. You're welcome to stick some of these in on the corners, and then that'll just help brace the walls together as well. There we go. You won't see them obviously when the model's completed. There we go. And then those are the all the walls except the front stoop wall that we'll get to next. I'm just going to give this a few minutes just to dry up, get hard. I'm going to just add a little bit of glue and some of these corner wedges to the base of the walls and the sides of the walls, just to give it a bit more strength. To do the main stoop wall in the front, a little tricky. You need to align the columns up on the inside and the outside. But the outside columns are a little bit longer than the overall wall, so that they cover the edge of the adjacent walls. So make sure that when you do glue them in on, that the right size fits on the right side of the wall. So let's just glue let's just do the inside columns. These just make it a little bit thicker, more realistic for thickness for these columns. So a little glue down there. There we go. So it should go flush to the edge there. flush upright like that. There we go. That's the one. Other side. Nice and flush on the wall there. Nice and flush on the edge wall over there. And you could just give that a second to dry. So then we can turn the wall around, the front end of the wall, and we can stick the columns again on the front side here. Okay. Now this time the column on the, as you see it from the left here, will be just a bit over the wall, so it can butt in nicely with the adjacent wall. There we go. As you can see, it does look a little bit over there. Okay, so that is perfect. There we go, switch it down. And on this side. There we go, the same on the side, and we just let it dry. So once the wall is dry, we now need to put the little sills on, the ledges on the tops of the walls that go in over here, and here. So the easiest way to do that is to turn the wall upside down, and then the little sills that look like this have to be glued in to make them flush with the top of the wall like that, so they have create a bit of an overhang on the wall like that. So we need to glue those in. Very little bit of glue needed for these. I'll even wipe some of the glue off here. There we go. And then put him on. Line them up with the top of the wall like that. That's the one done. So do that for all of them. So there we've put the last ones in, and we just move them around a little bit to line them up with the top of the wall there, and then just let those dry just like that. There we go. Okay, so I'll let that dry, and I'll actually paint this as well on both sides. It's easier to paint the inside of the wall before you actually glue on the model and then the roof that goes over it. So I'll just let that dry a bit and then give it a quick coat of paint.